Do I lose cases? Yes, I do. My name's Charlie, and I've helped over 150 people win their PIP claims, and I receive PIP myself. I thought I'd just get it out at the beginning that, yeah, I have lost cases. So you might be thinking, but Charlie, in some of your videos, you say you have a 100% success rate. Yes, when I filmed those videos, I had a 100% success rate. At those times, I was still working in logistics as a transport specialist. You know, New Look, the high street retailer. I used to run their UK transport operations, so 5 sites across the UK, 200 drivers, over 1,000 deliveries a week, right? And what I would do is I was pretty much working with one person at a time, and I was doing the form practice sessions, I was doing the assessment with them, I was doing the mandatory reconsideration. And once I'd sorted out that one person, I'd then volunteer and take on someone else. So I was completely with that person through every single step of the process. Nowadays, I might meet someone when they've got a mandatory reconsideration, but they've got no points. So I might meet them, do a mandatory reconsideration letter, and never hear from them again. So it is very different now. I do ask people to send me an update, but like obviously they don't have to. Obviously some clients will come back. We'll work together a few times. We'll keep linking. It's completely variable. Also, my priority when I'm working with clients, by the way, there's a link in the description to the free newsletter, the free templates, the consultancy. Mind you, I'm like, have I lost cases? Yes. And you're like, why the fuck would we book time with you? I'm shit at sales pitches, let's face it. There's also the test that you do have to pay for to see if you're entitled to it. Also, my priority with clients is that I want them to fly the nest. Like, it's about education. It's about helping people understand their situation, get the funding they're legally entitled to, and then fly the nest so that they don't need to work with someone like me and they're set up to do their reviews. That's my goal. What's the main reason that I lose cases? It's always, always the assessments. I cannot control what people say. And nor should I. Nor should I. Okay. Look, I'm the only person saying this, which is why I understand that you watching this video, most people aren't following this advice, right? And it's the most important part of it. It's the most important part, but unfortunately, people aren't discovering that until they fail. And sometimes, to be honest, sometimes I'm going to come on to the most difficult conditions, okay, because that's really important. So the most important part of PIP isn't the form. Yes, you need to have consistent information. Doesn't matter if there's some variables, as long as you can explain yourself. The most important part of the PIP process is the assessment. If you are not able to communicate clearly in a manner that works for them to understand what your life is like, you will not win. So I've got practice videos. They are nowhere near watched as much as the ones on the forms because the forms are so overwhelming. That's what we're all focusing on. Guarantee you it will be the assessment where it goes wrong. So at the end of this video, I'm going to put a link to the practice session video. Okay. I've learned the hard way that I only do practice sessions with current clients because if I have people that aren't current clients, they just don't understand where they score within PIP. So then we've got to try and figure all that out. And then guaranteed when I do the practice session with them, I'll just keep zeroing them. So I only do it with current clients, okay? But you've got the videos available, you've got the free template, so please, for fuck's sake, watch them. If you think about it, that in the assessment, not only do you need to be totally self-aware, you need to understand how the PIP assessment works, you need to know what is relevant to the assessor, where you score. On top of that, you've got the embarrassment that we feel that we're chronically ill, the head fuck of what our lives used to be like and that we don't want to be like this, the feeling like a burden, and you're being cross-examined by someone that is basically trying to talk you out of the points. It is the fucking hardest thing to do. It is. And that is the phone assessments. The face-to-face assessments are a completely different league because they are a total fucking setup. I do not agree with the way that the face-to-faces are done. And by the way, you can request a phone assessment. I know the government are talking about doing more face-to-faces. Request a phone assessment. especially if your life is totally controlled by your condition. So yeah, that's where it all goes wrong. Okay. Now, when it does go wrong, it's the individual has done the best that they can. That's all you can ask of someone. Does it fuck with my head? Yes. I feel horrendous guilt. I feel like I've let people down, because you have to remember that by the time they get to an assessment, I know what their life is like. Like, we spend a minimum, probably minimum of 3 hours to 5 hours talking. I can tell you details of that person's unique struggles that, in a lot of cases, they might be in a relationship and their partner doesn't know the details that I know. Like, sometimes the partner will be with the person, so obviously we'll talk about stuff that maybe has not been discussed before. I know that that person is entitled to PIP. I know how life changing it is. So when someone's a client, I don't do one meeting with them and then think, well, they're gone. No, I worry. Like, I worry. Like, codename posh nails, I'm fucking still worried. Codename contact lens in my tea, I'm still worried. Like, I keep thinking about you on like where you were, because I don't normally remember where they were in the PIP process. Um, but I think about it. Codename Soldier, Cool Skater Dude, like the Meg, like there's so many. The Charmer, like so, the list is endless in my fucking head, right? Compliance in Africa, I'm really fucking worried. Like, so, and when I'm saying I'm worried, the most of those that I named have got PIP. Couple, we're still going through the process. And then don't forget, there's also the fact that sometimes people will drop off the radar and I won't hear for them. And then they'll pop back up 6 or 12 months later, but it's because they've had a major flare up. So they might have had to put their PIP on hold because they've had a major flare up. So it's a constant process. I can work with people that I've worked with for probably over 5 years, I think. Like, where they'll just use me as a comfort blanket. Or they'll just ask the odd question. Because once someone's a client, if they send me a question, obviously I'm going to answer it. Um, so it sucks. It sucks. And I get really worried, and I know it's not my responsibility. I get that. I can't help but care. Uh, and I'm trying to sort of find the healthy levels of, I can't take on the responsibility for everyone, which is why I'm like, I know that they, as long as they do the best that they can, I still feel like, fuck, they need this funding. It's not their fault. Right. So, which leads nicely into, generally, which people is it that lose? Right. There is a pattern. It's heartbreaking. And it makes me angry, not for the individuals that suffer from chronic illness. Their condition goes against them when they're doing the assessment, because their conditional conditions, make it hard for them to communicate. And what really, really pisses me off, and I've done this at varying levels, right? What really pisses me off is the DWP and at tribunal level do not seem to take their condition into account, to the fact that that's why they're not communicating clearly. Have you figured out which ones it is? People with true, severe ADHD. I love working with people with ADHD. I've got a relative with a very rare form of ADHD that is horrendously severe. Okay. You try keeping someone with ADHD on track. It's a fucking nightmare. It's a nightmare. And obviously, with ADHD, stuff will come out of their mouth before they've even thought about it. Might not even be relevant. Might not even be what actually happens, but it just comes out of the mouth. And from a PIP point of view, once it comes out your mouth, that's it. Okay. Those cases are a nightmare. And then it's anxiety. And I'm talking like severe anxiety. So I'll give you some examples. My Hoover under the desk started talking to me then. Codename Cut the Crap We only met by chance because I happened to see an email, and this is what I don't do anymore, is the practice sessions before they're a client, right? And amazing women, amazing. What I love, stubborn as fuck, amazing. She actually, they stopped her PIP, right? And again, what is brilliant, so once it got to that level, she went legal route, which is not my skill base. Okay. She's now got it in place because she is stubborn as fuck, and fuck me, is she entitled to it. So amazing woman, so proud of her. And it was the legal aspect that protected her, because if it was just based on what she said, her condition fucks her up. Okay. Another example, code name, the Mad Scotsman. Right, so the Mad Scotsman booked me for a mandatory reconsideration. As soon as we started the meeting online, he went, full confession. And I was like, okay. He said, it's not a mandatory reconsideration, it's a tribunal, but you don't take anyone on, but I need help. And I was like, within 5 minutes, I was like, oh, fuck, I'm already brought in now. So we worked together on tribunal. He is absolutely, totally and utterly entitled to enhanced, right? Both categories. We evidenced fuck out of it, but because he has anxiety, when asked questions, his brain goes, nope, nope, nope. So it's like the opposite of ADHD. And I've had other clients where their anxiety just fucks them over. And if that's you, by the way, when you're doing the assessment and your brain just stops, you need to tell them. Or if you've got like a tornado going on in your head of fucking hell, just say it. You've got to say it to them, right? So, Mad Scotsman, it's still not done, okay? I am with him every fucking step of the way, right? Even though now it's out of my skill range. So now he's doing what Cut the Crap did, and he's going legal route, which is obviously not my skill base. He's fucking entitled to it. I am with him every step of the way, even though it's not my skill, we know it's not my skill base. And I think that's an important thing. Like, if I don't have the skill base, I'm going to fucking say it. Like, or if this doesn't happen very often, well, no, yeah, I'm going to say it because again, this is what's heartbreaking is by the time we do this, I know these individuals are entitled to it. So it's very, very difficult. So when it comes to the practice, there's a pattern in people that book me, right? And the pattern is they tend to be professionals that have done courses throughout their career. So when it comes to learning a new skill, they're used to going, right, I've not done this before. I need to get it right. I need to do a little course. But obviously the training session isn't a course. Well, I wouldn't call it a course, but it is like a mini course, I suppose. Okay. And they're very methodical in their note taking, and they're there and they're like, right, let's practice. What do I need to work on? Yeah, and that's the category I fall in, that through my career it's like, right, how do I get good at tech? I do a course on it. Like YouTube. How the fuck do I be a YouTuber? Find someone that knows what they're doing, do the course. That's the tends to be the people that book practice sessions currently. Sometimes I get other people, but it's the key to fucking everything. And this isn't a pitch for you to book practice sessions. It's not. It is a pitch for you to watch fucking videos because I want you to win, providing you're entitled to it, obviously. So I hope that this, I just think it's good to share because I feel like we're all on this journey. I know I called the business Charlie's Journey. I didn't want to call it Charlie's Journey. I wanted to call it Our Journey, but you're supposed to use your name, right? I'm learning so much. And the learning that I'm on, it's not slowing down. It's just fucking going up and up and up. Like, so whenever I'm learning, I'm doing updated videos, and I will be honest with you when I fuck up, which is going to happen. It's happened in the past, it's going to happen again. I'm going to keep learning as long as my body lets me, because to be honest, I haven't been able to work since my mum had the stroke, which was 27th of April. It's now, at time of recording this, is 12th of July. I think in May, June, July, like in nearly 2.5 months, I think I've only been able to do 3 client meetings. I think it was actually 2, because I've just not been well enough with helping my mum. So as long as my body is letting me, I have to work. I can't not work. I am working on a book because I'm not going to put someone's quality of life at risk and do consultancy when my brain isn't fully working. I would never do that to someone. And I have done client meetings where I've had to go, fuck, my body's shutting down. I'm sorry, I've got to go. And when that's happened, everyone's been amazing. Sometimes it happens to my clients because obviously we're all fucking chronically ill. Um, anyway, yeah, so I'm working on this book, which I think, oh God, I am having a bit of imposter syndrome, like that I'm writing a book. Um, getting it all out my head into a format so we can go through it methodically is really good. So that's going to help loads of you. I'm hoping to get that done in the next few months, providing my body keeps working. I'll keep learning. I'll keep sharing. We'll keep working together. So that my goal is eventually I want us to get better and better. So our disability becomes our ability. And instead of being in survival mode, we adapt and thrive. So I think it's going to take years. I think it's going to take fucking years, but I'm going to keep going, and I will update you as I go.